Hi Gandhi class, it was so fantastic to see all of you on our live session this morning, and it was really great having that feedback from you. I know a lot of you are really excited to start this experiment today, so let's get started. Our learning objective for this lesson is, can I record results from an investigation? So yesterday we looked at what an investigation is and its process. And then we discussed what working scientifically means. You all should have started off your investigation sheets and completed your aim, your prediction, and your method. So just to remind you what the processes of your investigation plan are, I'm going to speak through what they are again for you. So the first one, aim. My turn, your turn. Aim. Aim. And this is what you're trying to find out. My turn, your turn. Prediction. Prediction. And this is what you think will happen. So you're sort of taking an educated guess as to what you think might happen. My turn, your turn. Method. Method. And this is how you're going to carry out the investigation. So what are you going to do? My turn, your turn. Resources. Resources. So this is the equipment that you're going to need to use for your investigation. And now we're going to move on to our variables and fair tests. So my turn, your turn. Variable. Variable. So this is something that can be changed or something that will stay the same. So it's part of your science experiment. My turn, your turn. Fair test. Fair test. And this is basically making sure that you are keeping a variable the same or consistent in order to make the test fair. Because if we speak about our test, for example, it wouldn't be fair to have a big magnet and a small piece of metal and then a small magnet and a big piece of metal. That's not fair. So to make it fair, we keep things the same. So for example, what we're going to keep the same is the size of the magnet and the size of the metal. My turn, your turn. Results. Results. So this is what you saw. This is what you observed. My turn, your turn. Conclusion. Conclusion. This is what you found out. My turn, your turn. Evaluation. Evaluation. Now, this is where you discuss whether or not it was a fair test, if it went well, what you could investigate next time, and you might also link it back to your prediction. Were you right in your prediction or were you wrong? So this was the start of my working scientifically investigation sheet. So as you can see, we've got the aim of the investigation. And I said the aim of the investigation is to find out if all metals are magnetic or not. The prediction, so we said, I predict that not all metals are magnetic. The method, so the variables I'm going to keep the same are the magnet used and that all metals are the same size. And the variable that I'm going to change is the type of metal I use. We then drew a picture of what we're going to do. So I've got the magnet here and I labeled it. And then I've got the metal here, which was a paper clip, and I labeled it. And then underneath, I wrote exactly what it was I'm going to do. So I said, we are going to hold a magnet near different types of metals to see if it will be attracted to the magnet and to see if all metals are magnetic. So this is what you should have completed before you come to this lesson today. So today you're going to be completing the second part of the sheet, and this is what it's going to look like. So you're going to talk about your results and you're going to record your results. You're going to write your conclusion about what you found out, and then you're going to evaluate whether or not it was a fair test or not. If it went well, what you can evaluate next time, and you might want to compare it to your prediction. So before we carry out the investigation, please, please, please make sure that you have got something to record your results on. So what I would like for you to do is take a moment now to pause the video and draw out this table here. you should have 3 columns and you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. So please pause the video here to use a ruler to draw out this table. Okay, so Mrs. Mirza has very kindly carried out the investigation for you and recorded it. So what I want you to do is watch the investigation taking place, and using your table that you've just drawn, I want you to record the results.
I will be carrying out an investigation to see whether Miss Gossage's hypothesis was correct. So Miss Gossage said that all metals are magnetic, but I thought, actually, no, that's not correct. I don't think all metals are magnetic. So today what I will be doing is carrying that experiment out to see whether she was correct or not. So before I carry out that investigation, I just want to show you this table over here. You should have all drawn that out. Okay, so it should have been 5 lines, 6 lines long, 1 line for all the headings, and then 5 lines or 5 rows for the different materials that we'll be using. So the different materials that I will be using are down here. So I have for you, I have my magnets that I will be using. So this is the magnet I will be using to check whether my metals are magnetic or not. Then I have some coins here, which are copper. So the type of metal they are copper. Then I have some tools here. Yeah, so the type of metal they are I think it was steel. Then I have some, I didn't have any paper clips, I only had staples, so it's the same thing. So I have some staples here. Then I have a can, and then I have some keys. And I also have my weighing scale to check that they are all the same weight. Okay, now, first of all, I am going to weigh my can, because it is important for all of the it is important that all of these metals are the same size. In your lesson yesterday, you must have spoken about variable and fair test. So my variables are these my variables are the type of metal that I'm using. So I've changed the type of metal that I am using. Okay, but I have made my experiment fair by making sure that they all weigh the same and that I am using the same magnet for my experiment. So I am going to weigh my can, and my can is, let's check. So my can is 49 grams. Okay, now I'm going to weigh my staples, and my staples are a bit over. It says 53, now they are 49. Okay, now I am going to weigh my keys, and my keys are 49. Now I am going to weigh my tools, and my tools are 49. And I am going to weigh my coins. Okay, and my coins are a bit over. Now they are 49. So now that I've weighed all of my equipment, I'm going to move my weighing scale out of the way. So I have my coins, I have my staples, I have my keys, I have my tools, and I have my can. So what I want you to do is on your record chart, which is there, I want you to write down the name of each object. So let's write down can, okay? Then let's write down coins, copper coins. So in brackets, you can write copper. Then write down staples, okay? Then I want you to write down keys. Then I want you to write down tools, okay? Now, I want you to write down the type of metal it is as well. So a can is aluminium, okay? Coins are copper. The keys are nickel, yeah? The staples are steel, stainless steel, and the tools are iron, okay? So now those are your objects and the type of metal they are. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to show you, I am going to start the experiment by seeing which tools are magnetic or not. So on my chart, I have can first. So I have my can here, okay? I have my can and I have my magnet. Oh, look. My magnet has attracted to the can. It isn't a strong magnetic pull, but my can has. So on your chart, if you tick that the can is magnetic, you recorded what the can does. Okay, now the next thing is coins. So I have the coins in my hand. Okay, I don't know if you can see. So I have my coins in my hand, and oh, my magnet's just picking up all sorts. So I have my coins in my hand. Oh wow, look. My magnet has picked up my coins. Oh wow, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to tick magnetic on the coins. The next thing is staples. So I am going to get my staples, which are all the same weight, okay, and I am going to see if they are magnetic. Oh wow, look, all of the staples have stuck to where the magnetic field is on my magnet. Look, so the staples are magnetic as well. So if you tick magnetic, okay, now we're going to try the keys. Okay, so now I have my keys and I'm going to try and use the magnet on my keys. Look, the magnet, the keys aren't sticking to my magnet at all. Look, there's no force, they're not sticking. Can you see? So the keys are not magnetic. However, these are my keys which are made out of the metal called nickel, okay? But if I had my keys over here that are made out of stainless steel, let's see if they're magnetic. Fantastic. But I'm not going to use these keys because I've used these keys. So the keys really depend on what kind of key you are using to see if they are magnetic or not. So these keys that I've got in my hand are not magnetic at all, okay? Now, tools. I'm going to show you some tools. So I've got my tools here, yeah, an Allen key and a little spanner looking thing, and I am going to check if my magnet attracts it. Oh, fantastic. It has. Yeah, can you see? However, my tools here are not made out of iron. They're made out of stainless steel. Okay, so now look, my magnet has attracted to these, but when I pick up my Allen key, it's attracted to it just on the end. Okay, and the force on my Allen key is a lot more stronger than the force on this spanner. Okay, great. So now the magnet, the tools are magnetic. So you should have recorded on your chart while I was doing the experiment. I hope you enjoyed this magnetic experiment year 3, and I look forward to seeing your work on Tapestry, and I'm sure your teachers will look forward to seeing your work on Tapestry. Goodbye.
Okay, so your task is to now fill in the rest of the investigation plan. So you would have already done the results table, which you drew and then recorded on as you watched the investigation. I now want you to write your conclusion. What did you find out? Were all metals magnetic? Were they not? And then I want you to evaluate it. Was it a fair test? Did Mrs. Mirza conduct a fair test? Did it go well or did it not? What investigation could you do next? And I want you to relate it back to your prediction. Is what you predicted what happened? So my prediction was wrong because, my prediction was right because. Make sure you're using full sentences as well. Please make sure you upload your work to Tapestry Gandhi class, and I will see you next time. Bye.